heart surgeon told that the very pill millions of seniors take every single day for pain relief could be slowly weakening their hearts? Stay with us until the end of this video to find out the truth. But before we dive in, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. Number 1. This common pain pill may be quietly damaging the heart. Thousands of older adults unknowingly put their hearts at risk every day. What's most concerning is that the threat doesn't come from an illness or sudden trauma, but from a pill many have trusted for years. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or NSAIDs, such as ibuprofen and naproxen, are among the most widely used medications for pain relief in seniors. Yet growing scientific evidence warns that these medications can quietly weaken the heart and increase the risk of heart failure, especially when taken regularly or over long periods. A comprehensive study published in the European Heart Journal found that seniors who use NSAIDs daily have a significantly higher risk of developing heart complications. These drugs raise blood pressure, reduce kidney function, and cause fluid retention. For an aging heart, already working harder due to natural wear and tear, this extra pressure can lead to swelling, fatigue, arrhythmias, and, in some cases, sudden cardiac arrest. Another large-scale study led by Stanford University confirmed that even short-term use of NSAIDs in individuals over 60 could lead to measurable cardiovascular stress. What makes this even more dangerous is that the symptoms often develop slowly and are easily misattributed to the natural aging process. Feeling unusually tired after climbing stairs, noticing mild ankle swelling, or waking up breathless may seem like just getting older, when in fact, the heart is under strain it was never meant to endure. Instead of masking pain with high-risk pills, consider safer approaches. Acetaminophen, when used carefully, may be a gentler option for short-term discomfort. More importantly, non-drug therapies such as guided stretching, walking groups, or aquatic exercises have been shown to ease chronic pain while improving circulation and joint function. Heart health after 60 requires more than routine care. It requires attention, awareness, and wise decision-making. No pill should ever compromise the very organ that carries the weight of a lifetime. Every senior deserves not just relief from pain, but protection from silent harm. Number 2. The hidden emotional trap behind safe medication. Not all danger comes from the medicine itself. Sometimes the real threat lies in the unspoken emotional habits that shape how medications are used, and how rarely they're questioned. Among older adults, especially those between 60 and 80, there exists a powerful cultural mindset to push through discomfort, to stay independent, and to avoid making a fuss. While this attitude reflects strength and dignity, it can quietly become a health risk when medications no longer match the body's needs. Across the United States, millions of seniors take pills prescribed years, sometimes decades, earlier. These include antidepressants, blood pressure medications, reflux drugs, and sleep aids. While once appropriate, they may no longer suit the aging heart. A national survey by the American Geriatric Society revealed that nearly 60% of adults aged 65 and older have not had their medications reviewed in the past 2 years. This often stems not from neglect, but from trust. Trust in doctors, in routine, and in the belief that, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Take, for example, Mr. Allen, a 74-year-old retired teacher from Pennsylvania who had been taking amitriptyline for chronic nerve pain since his early 60s. He never mentioned to his doctor that he had started feeling dizzy when standing or increasingly short of breath during walks. He thought it was aging. Only after a fall at home did a cardiologist discover that the medication had been slowing his heart rate significantly, placing dangerous stress on his cardiovascular system. This situation is more common than many realize. Medications that once served a purpose can become burdensome if not adjusted for age, weight, and overall heart function. But change starts with one question: is this still the right choice for me? Write down symptoms, share observations with your doctor. You deserve care that evolves with you, not a prescription list frozen in time. There is strength in speaking up and wisdom in reevaluating what's truly helping. The heart may not ask for attention out loud, but it always speaks through energy, breath, and rhythm. It's up to each of us to listen before the message becomes too urgent to ignore. Number 3. When restful sleep quietly turns against the heart. Sleep is meant to be a refuge, a place where the body repairs and the heart renews its strength. But for millions of older adults, sleep has become something fragile, distant, and elusive. To find rest, many reach for sleep aids like Zolpidem, temazepam, or diazepam. These medications, prescribed with good intentions, may bring temporary relief. But for the aging heart, they can introduce risks that unfold slowly, silently, and dangerously. Sedatives do more than calm the mind. They depress the central nervous system, lowering heart rate and reducing the body's sensitivity to oxygen changes during sleep. In younger adults, this may be manageable. But in those over 60, whose heart function and lung elasticity have already begun to decline, the consequences can be severe. Studies from Harvard Medical School and the Mayo Clinic confirm that long-term use of these medications in older adults is associated with increased risk of sleep apnea, low oxygen saturation, irregular heart rhythms, and even nighttime cardiac arrest. One unforgettable patient was Mrs. Evelyn Grant, age 76, from rural Kansas. After her husband passed, she struggled with sleeplessness and was prescribed sleeping pills. Over the years, her fatigue deepened. She began waking with headaches and shortness of breath. Her family noticed moments of confusion during the day. It wasn't until a fainting episode brought her to the ER that the connection was made. Her medication had been suppressing her nighttime breathing, quietly overburdening her heart for months, perhaps years. But hope lies not in fear, but in choice. Gentle sleep can be restored through time-honored habits, soft evening routines, warm baths, quiet prayer, or listening to music that soothes rather than sedates. Newer therapies like CBTI, cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, offer long-term healing without the toll on the heart. Real rest doesn't come from forcing sleep, it comes from honoring it. Let the heart breathe freely through the night. Let sleep be a gift again, not a gamble. Because a rested heart is a stronger heart, and every heartbeat in peace is a step toward a longer, more vibrant life. Number 4. When the medicine meant to heal the mind quietly disrupts the heart. Decades of research, including findings published in the British Medical Journal and supported by the Mayo Clinic, have revealed an unsettling truth. Certain older antidepressants, specifically tricyclics like amitriptyline and nortriptyline, can interfere with the heart's natural rhythm. These medications, once the gold standard for managing depression, anxiety, and chronic nerve pain, are still widely prescribed today. Yet they carry risks that too often go unnoticed in older adults. The human heart relies on an intricate electrical system to beat in a steady, life-giving cadence. Tricyclic antidepressants can disrupt that rhythm, especially in individuals over 60, whose heart tissue may already be more sensitive or slowed by age. This can lead to arrhythmias, dangerously low heart rates, or even complete heart block. Conditions that don't always shout for attention but quietly unfold through dizziness, fatigue, or unexpected fainting. The danger is not hypothetical. One powerful example came from Mr. Gerald Kent, a 73-year-old retired jazz musician from Memphis, Tennessee. He had been taking amitriptyline for years to manage neuropathic pain in his hands. It helped at first, but gradually he began to feel offbeat, as he described it. Tired even after sleeping, unsteady when standing, breathless while walking to the mailbox. His physician ordered a Holter monitor, which revealed multiple pauses in his heart rate during sleep. The medication, despite its benefits, had been slowing his heart dangerously. Once adjusted to a safer, more modern antidepressant, his clarity returned, along with the rhythm that had once defined his life. Today, many safer alternatives exist. Newer antidepressants, such as SSRIs or SNRIs, can offer emotional balance and pain relief without compromising the cardiovascular system. The key is not to fear medication, but to regularly ask, is this still right for me? The mind and heart are deeply connected, not just symbolically, but biologically. When one is medicated, the other must be taken into consideration. In aging, the goal isn't simply to feel less, but to live more fully, with awareness, vitality, and a pulse that reflects peace, not suppression. Number 5. When a simple cold pill quietly turns against the aging heart. There's something deeply comforting about reaching for the same remedy that's always worked. The familiar cold pill tucked in the bathroom cabinet, the one that helped you breathe easier through countless winters, seems like a small act of self-care. But with age, the body tells a different story, and the heart, once strong and resilient, becomes more sensitive to choices once made without a second thought. Cold and allergy medications containing pseudoephedrine or phenylephrine are found in nearly every household. They promise quick relief from nasal pressure, congestion, and sinus discomfort. But behind that relief lies a subtle danger. These decongestants work by narrowing blood vessels, not only in the nose, but throughout the entire body. For younger adults, this is often tolerable. For someone over 60, whose arteries may already be stiffer and whose heart must work harder to maintain rhythm and flow, this added pressure can become a silent threat. The emotional impact is profound. Imagine thinking you're doing something good for yourself, only to discover it's quietly straining the very organ keeping you alive. It's a betrayal that doesn't scream, it whispers. A fluttering heartbeat, a slight pressure in the chest, a moment of dizziness, easy to dismiss, easy to ignore, until it's not. Mrs. Lorraine Simmons, 81, had always taken pride in her health care. After a mild cold, she resumed using a trusted decongestant she'd relied on for years. But within days, her heart felt unsteady, her breath was shorter, and her energy was dimmer. A trip to urgent care revealed her blood pressure had spiked dangerously high. What once worked like magic in her 40s had become a hidden hazard in her 80s. This shift is not a failure, it's a call to adapt. Natural options like steam inhalation, saline sprays, or heart-safe antihistamines may seem slower, but they honor the changes your body has earned over a lifetime. Aging doesn't mean giving up control, it means refining it, making more informed choices, and listening more closely. There is strength in change, and profound wisdom in asking, does this still serve me? Because even the smallest pill carries weight, and so does every heartbeat. Number 6. The quiet cost of heartburn relief, and what it takes from the heart. For years, Harold Benton believed he was doing the right thing. At 68, he was disciplined. He walked every morning, took his medications as prescribed, and never missed his evening pill for acid reflux. That pill, a proton pump inhibitor called omeprazole, had been part of his routine for nearly a decade. It gave him comfort, control. But what he didn't know was that, quietly, it was taking something far more essential than heartburn relief. It was taking the minerals his heart needed to function. Proton pump inhibitors, PPIs, are medications like omeprazole, pantoprazole, and esomeprazole. They're praised for how effectively they silence acid, and they've helped millions find peace from reflux and GERD. But science now shows a more complex story. Long-term use, mainly in adults over 60, has been linked to nutrient deficiencies that don't appear overnight, but develop gradually over time, day after day. Magnesium, calcium, and vitamin B12 are among the most affected. Magnesium, in particular, plays a critical role in regulating the heartbeat, nerve signals, and muscle function. A study in JAMA Internal Medicine revealed that chronic PPI use is associated with a significant increase in hypomagnesemia. This condition can lead to fatigue, muscle cramps, and dangerous heart arrhythmias. These are not side effects felt in a single day. They unfold slowly, quietly, until one morning the body says, "Enough." Harold didn't feel a dramatic collapse. He just felt less steady, less sharp. His muscles ached. His heartbeat fluttered. His daily walk became a struggle. When blood tests revealed low magnesium levels and early signs of arrhythmia, it was a wake-up call, not of fear, but of reflection. The solution wasn't to stop everything, but to rethink. He and his doctor adjusted his medication, changed his eating schedule, and elevated the head of his bed. Within weeks, his energy began to return. Not because he had done something extreme, but because he had listened. Aging asks us not to fight our bodies, but to understand them. Relief should never come at the cost of resilience. The proper cure is not always in silence, but in balance. Because what we swallow every day shapes more than our symptoms, it shapes our strength. The older we get, the more every choice matters, especially what we put into our bodies. Across America, millions of seniors swallow pills every day, trusting them the way we trust a familiar friend. Painkillers, sleep aids, antidepressants, reflux drugs, even simple cold medicine. These are household names, familiar, reliable, and comforting. But here's the truth the medical community is now shouting. The very medications meant to help can quietly, relentlessly weaken the aging heart. The evidence is staggering. NSAIDs like ibuprofen can raise blood pressure and stress the kidneys, pushing an older heart to its limit. Sleep pills may sedate the mind but suffocate breathing at night, depriving the heart of oxygen. Antidepressants prescribed years ago may now disrupt rhythm, slowing the pulse dangerously. Even over-the-counter cold pills can tighten arteries and trigger spikes in blood pressure. And long-term acid reflux medication? It can strip the body of vital minerals like magnesium, leaving the heart vulnerable to irregular beats. The lesson is crystal clear. What healed you at 40 may harm you at 70. Aging changes everything: metabolism, circulation, resilience. Yet too often, prescriptions remain untouched, unexamined, and unquestioned. The greatest danger is not always the pill itself, but the silence that surrounds it. Seniors who dismiss fatigue, swelling, or shortness of breath as just age risk ignoring the early whispers of heart trouble. Families who assume old prescriptions are still safe risk overlooking the quiet cost of trust. But here is the good news. Knowledge gives power. You don't need to live in fear. You need to live awake. Ask your doctor the simple, life-saving question: is this still right for me? Pay attention to what your body tells you. Write down symptoms. Speak up. Adjust, adapt, and honor the fact that your heart deserves protection, not punishment. Because strength in aging doesn't come from pushing through. It comes from making wiser choices, rooted in awareness and courage. Your heart has carried you through decades of love, work, sacrifice, and dreams. It deserves the best of care now. Relief should never come at the cost of resilience. True health is not found in dependency, but in balance. Balanced medication, balanced habits, balanced living. If this is your first time here, or if you haven't subscribed yet, do it today. Don't miss the insights, stories, and tools that can help you protect your health and extend your joy in these precious years. And now, I want to hear from you. What's your experience? What lessons have you learned about medicine and the heart? Share your voice in the comments below. We're building a community of wisdom, courage, and care. Thank you for watching. Stay strong, stay aware, and above all, stay heart healthy. Because every heartbeat matters, and so does every choice.